within. Now I took what I want, but you find that everything I've got, you step forwards to my shadow. You are followed in my pattern.
Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Room. Today my guest is Dea Million, who is an environmental evangelist, but you are an entrepreneur for sure. She has several wonderful companies. Her latest company, and wonderful, your website is just great, is called Spatial Intelligence. And I'd like to start at the beginning when you had Odyssey and you were traveling for 20 years, because your travel sounds so interesting to me. So where did you go first, and how old were you?
I was 18.
Yeah?
My parents, for graduation, high school graduation, gave me luggage.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go. Here's your hat. What's your hurry?
And they had just moved to New Mexico, so I spent the summer in Minnesota, where I grew up, and then I moved down to New Mexico with them and went to college there for a couple of years.
New Mexico's great.
Yeah.
And so you went to college, and what did you study in college?
Graphic design and studio prints.
Okay, so you made your living doing graphic design for a while?
Yes.
And then where did your next adventure take you?
Alaska.
Alaska, how was that?
It was wonderful, absolutely beautiful. I lived in a tent, a big canvas tent that my grandmother actually made.
Like a teepee or an igloo?
It was kind of like a teepee. You could stand up. She made it at the Duluth Tent and Awning. So it's definitely a family heirloom, and I had a wonderful.
So did you travel with the tent?
No, well, yes, I had my car. I had a truck, and then I brought the tent and I lugged it down.
Must have been very heavy.
It was very heavy, but once it was set up, we set it up on a whole bunch of big, platforms.
Did you put fur blankets and skins and stuff inside, or no skins?
I think maybe I put in a futon. I can't remember. It was quite a while ago.
Persian rugs and a futon.
Yeah, probably.
And how long did you live in the tent?
For a whole summer.
Yeah. And what do you do for a bathroom? Was it a campground?
It was a campground up above. Yeah, but I had the Kachemak Bay for my front yard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a bald eagle nest right above my place, pretty much. It was really special.
Did you catch fish by yourself?
I did not. I did not catch any fish, but I definitely ate plenty of it.
Wow. And so it must be spectacular there in the summer. Very green.
Was really amazing.
Okay. So, New Mexico, Alaska. Where next?
I came back to New Mexico for a couple more years, and then from there I went to San Francisco, and I lived there for 3 years.
Haight-Ashbury area?
No, actually Mission, and then in Oakland, crazy place called Fruitvale.
Fruitvale?
Yeah, in Oakland.
Do they grow a lot of fruit in Fruitvale?
No. They grow a lot.
Are there a lot of
fruities? No, I lived in an artist loft there. It was
cool.
A great adventure.
And this whole time you're doing graphics for what, restaurants and people needing?
Yeah, websites back there. I was doing websites a little bit.
So you do websites?
Eventually I stopped.
Are you a good techie?
I would say I used to be a good techie. Now with, everything changes so quickly. I just haven't kept up with it. I don't want to be behind the computer, 12 hours a day. So I decided to learn to do massage. So
where did you study massage?
I studied massage in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah. And
do you do shiatsu massage or Swedish?
I have about 15 different modalities under my belt.
Wow.
And so it just really depends on the person, what they need, what they're looking for.
I love reflexology.
Yeah, reflexology is amazing.
Yeah.
But, I've been doing that for 20 years now, too, so.
Goodness gracious.
My hands are saying enough is enough, and so now I'm changed my hobby, which I love to do, and I've been doing it for years, friends and family, and I go into their homes and help them rearrange their furnishings and their objects. And
so this is spatial intelligence.
This is spatial intelligence. I can see if something is in the wrong spot. Like that is going to block the energy, the natural flow of a place. So, and I can tell, like, that picture shouldn't be on that wall. It should be on this wall. So I've done a lot of studying.
Study feng shui.
Feng shui, yeah. So I've been doing it. It's just something that I just love to do. And finally I'm like, why don't I just do it as a business? I'm good at it. So
your website's really beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, the difference between the rooms before and after is amazing.
Yeah. And that's what makes it really,
rewarding. Yeah. Well,
you can see full change. And also the change in the people's lives, too. Like, I've had friends.
Well, their energy gets all blocked up when there's a lot of clutter around, right?
That's right.
So
that's right. And if their systems aren't efficient, so they have a hard time keeping things organized. It's good to have a system that's organized in the beginning so that you can work with it and you can keep up with the mess and the clutter.
Yeah. Now, do you just work with what they have, or do you bring in new elements, or suggest getting rid of that old sofa and let's just go to ARF and see if they have anything?
Yes,
better?
Very rarely do I get anything to add. It's always minus, get rid of it. Yeah. And because people have more than they need and more than their space can allow. So I just repurpose a lot of things and make it shiny.
Cool.
And open and clear.
I want to get back to your travels for a minute.
Okay.
So Albuquerque, New Mexico. Then what next?
I moved, actually from San Francisco, I moved back to Minnesota. My grandparents were getting up there in age and needed to leave their house and go into the assisted living. And I was the only one in the family who, was footloose and fancy-free and didn't have kids and a house and all that. So I moved there and helped them move into assisted living. And I was there for a couple of years. And enough winters in Minnesota that it's time for me to go to Costa Rica.
And how long were you in Costa Rica?
I was there for almost 3 years.
Did you meet wonderful people?
Wonderful people, yeah. I was on the Pacific coast, a little town called Dominical. And Costa Rica is great because it doesn't have an army, number one.
Healthcare. Universal healthcare, no army.
That's right.
2 huge pluses.
Yes. And it's absolutely beautiful, perfect weather year-round, well, unless the rainy season.
Yeah, that rainforest, is it Miguel Antonio or something?
Yeah, Manuel Antonio. I was below Manuel Antonio.
Did you go there a lot?
No, I went south more than north. I went to the more less
rural,
less populated areas. I liked to get into the real wild.
Did you do the zip lines while you were there?
Yes, I did the zip lines.
I love the zip lines.
Yeah, I rappelled down a beautiful waterfall,
wow.
the Diamante waterfall too. That was quite wonderful. Yeah, I did a lot of wonderful things there.
What's your favorite story that you take away from Costa Rica?
I guess it was organizing the Earth Day Festival.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds interesting. So was that an environmental event?
Yes. I helped 3 women who were running this group called Asana, which was an environmental
awareness, and
it's actually a park that this man made, and we decided to go ahead and do an Earth Day Festival. It's the first one that Costa Rica has ever had.
Well, people in the third world countries, they throw their garbage in the rivers and stuff. They're just not aware of
Yeah, they're not aware.
Yeah,
and the pollutants that they would put into the rivers were just but really the most devastation that was happening was the development of actually United States citizens who were coming down there and buying up the land from the farmers.
Chopping everything down.
Chopping it down, chopping the trees down, and then the rain comes and it all washes away and it all washes into the ocean. It's very sad. So we made this, we created the Earth Day Festival, and 1,000 people showed up.
Wow, that's great.
It was a wonderful event.
And do you think a lot of local people then got active about controlling their waste and everything?
Yes, that was in 2007, and now I know that there's a lot more awareness, and there's a lot more.
And does the event happen each year? Did you do it several years in a row?
No, because I left shortly thereafter. Would have liked to, but I moved to Sag Harbor, and here I am.
When you said everything washes down in the rivers, I have a friend who is an adventurer, an old boyfriend of mine, and he makes his living taking people on wild adventures. And at one point he was looking to start an adventure school in Costa Rica. And he started his adventure career when he swam the Golden Gate Bridge, which has incredible, it's very cold, has incredible currents and a lot of sharks.
Right.
And he was a long-distance swimmer in high school. He swam for 40 hours, and he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. So then he organized a peace relay team going across the English Channel and did all kinds of swimming events. But anyway, so he was in, and he goes to Costa Rica a lot. So he goes to this place, Si Como No, in Quepos on the water. It's a little hotel.
Yes.
And he would go there every morning for breakfast and just leave his car key, he'd order his breakfast, leave his car keys on the table, and go in for a swim. Now, his name is David Milne Smith, so he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as super hippie when I was going with him. It's 1970, dating myself. But anyway, a swim for David is like a mile.
Right.
So he swam out, and when he was swimming back, and the way he swims, he breathes on both sides. So then it goes in a straight line. And every once in a while, he looks up to make sure he's still heading for his car keys on the table. So he's swimming, and he looks up, and there's a crocodile in front of him like this. And it was like a split-second thing, and we just went, pow, and hit the croc in the nose. And the croc went off, because from the crocodile's point of view, all he saw was a head and some arms. He didn't know it was a 6-foot body. So David's hand was all the crocodile teeth bleeding, and he swam to shore.
And there's sharks out there, too.
And the rains had washed all the crocs out into the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
There usually aren't crocodiles in the ocean, so who would expect that? Yeah. So now, Si Como No has the David Smith Alligator Park. They have a little alligator park there.
Cute.
It's funny. I love Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I want to go back there.
Yeah.
And I think that where you lived is the most tropical part of it, right?
Yeah, the north.
South.
Yeah, the south is very, it's rainforest, and the north is a lot more dry.
The Nicoya Peninsula is like a desert almost, but it's great for surfing.
Yeah.
But I don't
the south where I was is very lush.
Yeah.
Very green year round.
Yeah. So tell me more. You're really into massage, and you help people physically, mentally, and spiritually. How do you do that? Do you do yoga with them? Do you meditate with them?
Yes, and yes. Whatever is required. A lot of times I'm just a really good listener. I'm a really good ear, and that's what most people need is just someone to hear them and to be a witness to who they are and their life.
And then do you mirror back to them what they're saying, or you just
sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but mostly
do you get them breathing so that they can let go of stuff.
Sometimes we work on breathing. Yeah. Meditation is really good. I like to mostly work on movement though, because it's amazing how our postures have fixed our movement so that we can't move properly.
So what do you teach them about their posture, and what would be an exercise you would do with someone? Like I know you got me sitting up straighter today.
Yeah. So sitting, we tend to slouch and we sit on our tail, and that's incorrect. We need to have that tail up. So whenever you can,
so you curve your back this way.
You curve your back. You have to, a little J, a little S curve back there, and then just to have your. Then the line can.
What do they call that? The something method.
Plummet line. I'm not sure.
It'll come to me.
The Alexander method.
Yes, the Alexander method.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, it's dancing and it's whatever, just to be up like a ballerina almost, Try to be as tall as you can. And then you can breathe properly. Then your lungs can move. And
rolling your shoulders
roll your shoulders back.
Actually, when you roll your shoulders back, they actually stay back for a while.
Yeah, they do. And then your arms can move freely and your hands can move freely, and there's less pain. There's just more movement and less pain.
So from Costa Rica, Sag Harbor? Or
Sag Harbor.
No, but wait, you were in Europe for a while.
Yeah, I was in Europe for a while. I can't remember where that was.
You were a real gypsy.
That was
for
right
20
before Burning
years,
Man.
right? Oh, tell me about Burning Man.
Oh gosh. Oh.
It just looks so over the top, insane.
It's over the top. It's insane, and I highly recommend that everyone try it at least once.
Do you think
must have an open mind?
Yeah. Do you think most people there are doing psychedelics?
No, I'd say 70%.
Okay, that's most.
I guess that is most, isn't it?
There are a lot of people, not that I want to talk about it, but a lot of people haven't, going a little nutty for when it hits them hard. I don't know. From the film I watched, it looked like people were really out there.
I think most people who go to Burning Man
kind of know and
have been for years
with psychedelics. Yeah. But the creativity is just beyond the imagination. The vehicles, because you're only allowed to have a vehicle in there if it's art, right?
Well, you can drive it out on the playa if it's art. You can bring your vehicle in and if you have a van, you can park and stay in your van.
Oh, you can? I didn't think you were allowed to.
No, you can have your vehicle.
Huh.
Yeah.
It got
you have to have your vehicle, actually.
Huge.
Yeah, it's a city.
The film that's running on Showtime now, there were 60,000 people there.
It's that big now.
In 2012, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
No.
When my
it's
friends
impossible
were going,
to see
it was
everything
like
in that
5,000
one week.
people.
Yeah.
When you went, what year did you go?
I went 98, 99, and 2000, and it was around 30,000.
30,000 people.
Yeah.
It's amazing that they could keep that organized. It's just, it's just a wonderful thing.
They got it down.
Yeah. But and they built whole cities. Like they built in the film, they had a Merrill Lynch, but what did they call it? They renamed everything. They had Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, all the big banks, and then they burned them all down.
Yes.
They burned down Wall Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the point of it. To build beautiful things and burn it.
Yeah, but they really build incredible buildings in a short. I mean, they prepare the whole year, but then they go out there for 2 weeks only, and they build a city practically.
Yeah. Right.
4,000 volunteers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The last year I was there, I was actually living out in the desert at this ranch on the edge of the desert, basically, for 3 months. So I was out there for 3 months building a dragon, actually, a dragon train, Draka Dragon, Draka Arts.
I saw 2 of them. This one. They were long. They were big.
Yeah. Maybe it's on there.
Maybe they're still doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they do every year. Because now they have I think they're called clubs. They had to let people be in charge of certain areas because
there's
areas
camps.
really
there's definite camps.
Camps. Yeah, that's what they're calling them.
Yeah.
It's fascinating film.
Yeah.
Fascinating, and the man is huge that they burn. It's really a great concept.
Yeah.
Because it's just totally gifting. You can't sell anything there. So everyone has to bring everything in, and they have to leave without a trace.
That's right.
And really, they're starting that at Indian Wells Beach this summer.
Oh, good.
Carry in, carry out.
Oh,
and
good.
They really should
Good.
put in the article, leave, or in the sign, leave without a trace.
Yeah.
Because people need to know that they need to pick up every bottle cap and every cigarette. I don't know why cigarette smokers think that filter isn't like litter or environmentally horrible, because it's not biodegradable. I don't know why they smoke it to begin with, but
right. I don't either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So, London.
Yes.
What did you do in London?
I partied.
How long were you there, and how old were you then?
I was 33.
Good party age.
Yes, it was, the middle of the raving scene, like the epicenter of the raving scene. So yeah, I got into a lot of all night dancing. And,
great!
And
that keeps you healthy.
Yeah,
dancing is one of the best exercises. Yeah. It's so joyous.
Yeah, I was in Europe for about 6 months, and 3 months I was in London, and then 3 months I went traveling. Got in a VW van, and just kind of camped it.
Isn't it great? I mean, I spent 3 months in Europe just traveling all around when I was 21. And then the next year, my friends, 3 of them, hitchhiked all over. I didn't hitchhike. I bought a car over there. But our children don't have that luxury. I mean, it's just not the same world anymore. There was an innocence about everything back then.
Right, yeah.
And you could travel all over. You were alone, a single woman, traveling around. So was I. And I just met wonderful people and had a fabulous time.
Well, I think the world is still there, and it's still okay. If you have the spirit,
it's 99% okay.
Yeah,
it's the 1% of crazies.
That's right.
I think everything's the 99 and the 1. When you think about it,
I've never owned a television. I don't watch television.
Really?
No, because all that's on there.
You're never going to see this show.
I know. I've never seen it.
You can watch it on the computer.
I watch it on the computer. The things that I really, people tell me I must watch, then I do. But the news, the propaganda.
I never watch the news.
It's not real. It's
all fear tactics.
And and the negativity.
Yeah.
How
it's
many people?
Thing.
I like to tell people, how many people do you know personally who are out there, who are evil, bad? I don't like the word evil, but who are really, really bad people. There's not many people out there who are really bad.
It's a very small percentage.
Yes.
But now that there's billions of people, that percentage is larger than it was in the 60s, certainly.
Yes, but still, it's very far and few between.
Yeah, it is.
And life is beautiful, and this earth is beautiful, and this planet is beautiful.
Beautiful.
And
it's magical.
It's magical.
It's magical. And when you realize that the universe is mental and you actually create your own paradise in your head, the kingdom of God is within.
Right.
So you can live in paradise in your head all the time.
Yes.
Just because beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You
right.
just have to
and
always look at the bright side.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've been telling people to do, and what I do every day is acknowledge beauty. Just acknowledge it every day, because it's there, even if it's looking in the mirror,
Yeah. And send love to yourself.
Yes.
Look in the mirror and send love to yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
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 And back to the spatial intelligence, I like to intertwine personal care and personal health. It's really important to take care of ourselves, and especially in New York, we're so time conscious.
Isn't it amazing, how fast we brush our teeth?
And so unaware.
It's not good.
It's not good, no. And so to slow down is a challenge in the Eastern Board here. And this is what I want to relay and recommend to people, to slow down a little.
Slow down.
And really.
And what, if you massage a person and they don't smell great, how do you broach something like that with a person? There are kind of hippie-ish people that don't use deodorant.
Yeah,
not that deodorant is the best
those
thing to use,
people don't usually get a massage.
Oh, that's true. That's
true.
I
haven't had any
But
bad.
How do you talk to a person about personal hygiene?
I don't know. I haven't really talked to people about their own personal hygiene, except for,
just about slowing down.
Slowing down.
Breathing,
yes. And dental hygiene is really, really important, But, I haven't really worked with that population so much.
Yeah, there isn't a big hippie population.
Yeah, in this country we all have, plumbing and hot water. It's the homeless who really have the hard time with the hygiene, I think. So.
Well, you've done some great things.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing you've ever done?
Oh, that's an interesting question. My favorite thing I've ever done.
Yeah, like your favorite project, or how many houses in Sag Harbor have you done your spatial intelligence on now? I know you have a
probably
bunch
about,
on your website.
yeah, probably about like ones that I haven't taken photos, like even of my friends, because I just go in and I don't do the before and after, I just do it.
Yeah.
Probably around 10 so far. You know, it's kind of
It's a fairly new company.
It's a new company, yes.
Yeah.
I just put the website out recently, like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's really decided. It's like my hand started to say no more massage, so I'm like, okay. And I don't want to be behind the computer because that is not healthy. So I'm like, why don't I just do what I love to do? And it's a hobby, you know, and get paid for it.
Yeah. So, it's a wonderful thing. You just do a great job.
Thank you.
So, spatial intelligence.
Yes, and there's many different kinds of intelligences too, you know. Yeah. There's a whole science out there now, you know. There's the musical intelligence, there's the math, there's space, there's art, you know. Really,
when you think of it, all there is space. Because we're made of atoms and molecules, and 90% of every atom and molecule is space.
This is true.
So it's as above, so below. We look out there and we see a few stars, and really we're mostly space.
We're all
our aura
stars.
Is like 50 feet. We are made of stars.
We're all stardust.
We're made of stardust.
It's true.
It's really so magical when you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have people like you in the world, Day a Million.
Thank you.
You're
Likewise.
1 in a million.
Yes, I am. Well, there's 6 of us. So.
I like to say my husband is 1 in a raffle.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding. Anyway, this time has flown. It was wonderful to have you.
Likewise.
And come back and see us again.
I would love to.
I'm going to have you over to give me some spatial intelligence.
Okay, great.
Anyway, thank you for joining the Ladies' Room. And remember, ladies, give yourself lots of room to love, room for fun, room to grow, and room to glow. And get some space in your space. Call Daya. See you next week.
Breathe in. Now I took what I want, but you find